Morning everyone and welcome back to YTCSC, YouTube's Celtic Supporters Club. This is the third time I've tried to do this video. Made a backside of the other two, so if this one works, great. If it doesn't, I'm not putting one out. Okay, going to be breaking down Celtic's current situation today. The good, the bad and the ugly. And the big question for me that needs answering. So let's get into that. Before we get started then, we have the giveaway for the little era top. I drew it, done the draw, but nobody's claimed it, so I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to do the draw for the free Celtic era top. We've got the size 5 to 6 and the size 9 to 10. And I will do that now. I'm just going to share my screen as I always do. And then I'll need to try and remember to come off of that. And we'll see who. So I've just got here, please select a random name from this list. And I'm going to pop the names on. We've got Pete Horgan right down to Gary Williams, and you can see everybody on there. There's not a lot of people, but enough on there for this to work. And I'm going to do this now. Brian Hart, well done, mate. You've won the wee era top. What I'm going to do is I'll post the email address, the ytcsc@gmail.com up here. If you can send me your address, I'll get that posted off for you, mate. And that's well done to Brian Hart, okay? Okay, if you've not subscribed, we're at 1,480. Please get subscribing now. Let's get to the 2,000. And help the YTCSC keep growing. Let's get into this then. So I'm going to start with the positives because there's some positives, but there's quite a lot of negatives, unfortunately. Just how I feel. I took the wee man to the game yesterday. We get tickets for the Hibs game, and we sat in section 118 with a lot of lovely Irish people. A lot of Irish people surrounding me, which was nice. I love to hear the Irish accent. For me, the positive signs for Celtic right now are, I think Iheanacho is looking like a player. I know he missed a sitter yesterday, first half. He's hit the bar. Did score a goal yesterday offside, but still managed to get the ball in the back of the net. And he was a wee bit on his heels second half for the ball in for Tinecti, but I thought he's starting to look more like a player. He's far better at holding the ball up. When the ball comes into him, he can keep holding it and bring other players in, which I quite like. Second thing that I think positives are Tinecti. It looks like he's got something. There's wee glimpses I can see when he gets the ball. He just wants to beat the player. He wants to come inside or go down to the byline. I think he needs to make that run to the byline a wee bit more, to be honest, because he is right-footed, but he just kept coming inside yesterday, first half. And when he did go down the line, he gave the defender something to think about, and that's really important for a winger for me. You need to either go down the line or come inside. You can't keep doing the same thing. Otherwise, the defender's just going to reach in and take the ball off you, and that is not what we want. But we've seen glimpses of how good Tinecti can be. I think he's got a wee decent relationship with Sriracha as well. Some of his balls, some of the overlaps with Sriracha were good, and the balls for Tinecti weren't the best, but we did get down. And some of the second half crosses from Sriracha and were awful yesterday. They weren't great, really, and Tinecti, both of them together. But I think those two are something to be cheerful for in my eyes. And then when we talk about the game, the first half was not bad at all. We were sitting looking directly down the right wing with Maida was meant to be playing, right? And I'll come on to that in a wee minute. But yesterday, first half, we created a few chances. Sriracha hits the bar, Iheanacho hits the bar, and we just seemed to have the ball quite a lot. And we seemed to be pinging it about quite quickly, which was enjoyable. So I wasn't too concerned, actually, that it was 0-0 at half-time, because I did think we're going to come out and pop in 2 or 3 goals, to be honest. That was my thoughts. How wrong was I? Let's talk about that second half then. Negatives are heavily outweighing the positives for me. I was out my seat maybe 3 or 4 times screaming to get the ball forward. The longer the game went on, the more frustrated I got. And I think the more that Celtic midfield ran out of ideas and became really, really stale. And that word stale is actually relevant to the whole team at the minute. I think the team looked pretty stale. Callum McGregor, unfortunately, I've been backing McGregor up for the last few weeks, but I totally seen it yesterday. He looks out of ideas. He looks like a player who can only play the ball 5 yards side or back. He's got no invention of getting the ball forward right now, and no thought of getting the ball forward. Liam Scales, who had a very good game defensively yesterday, looked to get the ball forward more than McGregor did. McGregor gets the ball and he's honestly he's half turned his back the way. It's not forward, it's back the way to play the ball to Carter Vickers or play it out wide to Ralston or go the other way left to Sriracha or Scales. He needs to start being more positive and he needs to start grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck. Whether that means he needs to play a wee bit further forward, who am I to pick the system and where you're going to play your players, but he is more effective when he's further forward and he's just ineffective right now. And yeah, you've got to look at the players around him. The midfield have been terrible this year. They've been so bad. Hatate, I think Hatate, I'm going to be honest, I think Hatate's asked for a move as well because he's so off it. And it's maybe just not come out yet. They've not managed to find out about it. But he looks like he's got one eye and leaving. Nygren's early promise has faded. He looks like a guy that can't actually make a 5-yard pass, if I'm honest. Every little ball he plays was misplaced. I know he wasn't playing yesterday in the first half, but when he has been playing, he's just not looked at. For me, he's starting to fade. You look at the players that were playing yesterday, you're talking Engles. I forgot the boy was on the park. When he gets subbed, I forgot when he was on. He just looks like his time is running out at Celtic for me. A good opportunity for him to come in and actually take that game on and go and be the main man. And I don't know if he's got the ability to be that kind of player. I think he needs decent players in and around him to help him out. And he was shooting when he shouldn't have shot. He was passing when he shouldn't have passed. Losing the ball stupidly, just looked short of confidence, like half the team, to be honest, unfortunately. Luke McCown played quite well. I thought he looked tidy on the ball, looked as if he was buzzing about. I think he should have shot at one point in the first half instead of passing. The goal opened up for him. He should have banged it and he didn't. But he looks to be a player that should be in and around the first team every single week instead of Hatate. And then it begs the question for me, what does Bernardo need to do to get into this team? Paulo Bernardo cannot break into this Celtic team with such a poor, flat, stale midfield right now. I would be champing on the door to look for a move if I'm Bernardo. I would. I like Paulo Bernardo, but if it's me, I'm going and saying, look, if you don't think I'm good enough to get into that midfield right now, then I'm going to go somewhere else, because the midfield right now are not performing, and I think Bernardo needs a wee chance, and he's just not getting it. Maybe Brendan Rodgers just doesn't fancy him. So then, thinking about Maeda yesterday, I'm not going to crucify the guy, right? But I was looking directly down the right wing when Maeda was meant to be coming up, and he was never there. He was never there. He was never on the right wing. He was always inside. So every time we got a chance, once or twice he was on the right wing, but in the main, when we had the ball in a position where we could have played it out wide and down the line, he wasn't there. He was inside. He was inside Iniacho. He was more in the central left than he was on right wing. Just doesn't look himself at all. I think the best part of Maeda yesterday was his ball in for Iniacho, and then when he came in and had that charge and slide tackle, that was the only time that got me off my seat with Maeda. I thought, yes, man, he's going to go for it, and he just didn't. He looks a shadow of himself, And I think if Brendan Rodgers had a choice, he wouldn't be playing. And I know he's given it, we need to let him get back in, and he's a human being and blah blah blah. That's absolutely right. Still get paid a fortune, son. You're still playing for Celtic. Let's go and put a shift in, and then you get your move in January. Right now, teams will be looking at you and thinking last year was an absolute fluke, and he'll not go anywhere. So I think Maeda needs to have a look at himself and sort him out. So the big thing yesterday, the second half was it wasn't good enough. Like I said, I was out my seat 3 or 4 times screaming for us to get the ball forward. So frustrating. The longer the game goes on and the more you see the guys run out of ideas and steam, you just know that we're not going to score. You could tell yesterday we were not going to score. It got to that point, you're sitting at 70 minutes thinking there's no danger we're scoring here. There's no way. The penetration is awful. Then you're looking at the substitutions. So this is a big question for me. Is Brendan Rodgers, what is happening? I love Brendan, and at periods I get really frustrated with his football. I'm at that point right now where it's side. Sometimes it's not the right thing to put the ball backwards and inside to actually to create a bit of space. I could see it in the first half. I could see how quickly we were doing it, right? And ball back side, and it was going across quicker, and you can see that it opens up because that team then need to shuffle across and they need to do it quickly. They said don't do it quickly enough, then you're down that side. But the second half, the team were slow, it wasn't happening. Do we have a plan B? Do we have somebody like Big Scales who gets crucified for it, but he comes forward and he's looking for a pass to break the line, he's looking for a pass to chip it over the top, he's looking to do something forward, and that's the right idea for me. If you're not getting through a team with your side-to-side tiki-taka football, then you need to do something different. Brendan at this moment in time doesn't have a plan B for me, unfortunately. Again, I'm going to say it again, I love the guy, I think he's a brilliant manager, but something needs to change. He's looking a bit stale right now. His tactics are looking a bit stale right now, and I don't like to say that because I know he gets stick from a lot of quarters, and I don't want to be another one putting the boot in. But right now, it's not working. He has to work with the players and he has to do better. He's the Celtic manager. He's got a team now, backline decent. Don't know why Ralston was in yesterday. They kept Donovan on. Much better going forward. But where's Shin? Where is Shin and where's Pusey? Pusey probably wouldn't have got a game yesterday because the two boys played well, but Shin, you're bringing on, when you're making your subs, and Brendan made subs with no impact. Johnny Kenny had a couple of chances, should have scored, but where is Shin? Guy who's just made his international debut before he signed for Celtic for Japan. Scored 23 goals the season before. I know they had a poor season last year, but where is this guy? Brendan, must have signed off on Shin. The club have come out and said it. Unless that's another barefaced lie, Brendan should come out and clarify that. But if they're saying every signing has to go through the manager, Brendan's clearly seen what Shin looks like and the qualities that he brings. And the question in my head is he just not playing him because he's not been a Brendan signing? And surely to God he wouldn't do that, but I don't know. I think I'm just frustrated and things are starting to get on top of me. As the guy lost his cutting edge, for me, I don't know, is he cutting his nose off to spite his face with these signings, potentially? Is that a good thing? No, it's not a bad thing. It just looks like we're not seeing the best from anyone right now, the manager or any of the players. And that's not great. It's not great when you're thinking about what we've got. We've got Braga on Thursday, and then we are going Thursday, Sunday for the next wee bit till January. It's a tough run in. Do we have the team to actually manage that? We are 2 points behind Hearts now. Hearts seem to be flying. The boy Braga playing for Hearts, and the left winger, the Greek left winger, scored an absolute peach. They look to be flying right now. We need to get ourselves together soon, and we need to do it very, very quickly. We have drawn 4. games recently to Kairat looked like we're never scoring. Rangers looked like we're never scoring, and then you get the Hibs game. First half, very good. Could have scored a couple. Second half, didn't look like we're going to score at all. It's just not good enough for Celtic. It isn't. It's not the end of the world though. We're 2 points behind Hearts. It isn't the end of the world, but we want better and we expect better. The standards for this club should be so much higher. So it leads me on to my last point, where the board, we've seen that 12-minute silence yesterday, which is quite effective. We were sitting right next to the Hibs fans, and they make quite a bit of noise. They all sing Celtic songs, "Hail, hail, the Hibs are here" and stuff. Mad. But they were also singing "It's like a library in here," which I thought was quite funny. But the board have let us down. They should have had signings in. We should have more quality replacing quality. When Kyogo goes, we should be replacing him. Matt O'Reilly goes, we should be replacing him. When Kuhn goes, we should be replacing him. And we didn't do any of that. I know we've got Iniacho in, but that was like a pure last minute bargain basement free signing that we hadn't planned for. The planning needs to be better. We need to sort this out for January. Am I confident we can do it? I am not confident we can do it. So we're looking a bit shaky right now, which is not great. So yeah, there's some positives to cling to, but for me, the negatives right now, there's a negative cloud, there's a black cloud hanging over Celtic at this minute in time, and that's where fans and the club not aligning. That's not going to go away anytime soon unless Celtic actually start acknowledging what's going on and do something about it. A midfield that is broken, for me, not working. Strike force that needs a bit of help. We need to start scoring goals, just in that rut. So can we turn this around? Do we have what we need for the run to January? People, I want us to have a wee chat about that. And then, do we have what we need for the run to January in the league and the Europa Cup? Let me know what you think. For me, I'm a bit worried with the run into winter, but not every Celtic fan will be too concerned. Like I said, it's just a bit of a cloud at the minute, instead of that feeling of we are a superb team that are going to go and steamroll teams. We're in the Europa League, which we all thought, if we were in that Europa League last year, we'd have potentially gone on and won it. No, not for me this year. Not for me this year. So we'll see how it goes. But listen, that's me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep the conversations going. And I will see you on the next side. Hail, hail.